game for gamers, made by gamers, by Flying Pig Games.
Hello everyone, we're going to take a look at the cards that come in the long road. So we have your Legends cards, you have your NATO and Soviet combat cards, and then you have your various paranormal faction cards that we'll take a look at. So I'll just kind of move these off here to the side just for a moment. So here are the legends. So these will represent like the champions of some of the various paranormal factions. So you'll have a character portrait and their name. You'll have their abilities laid out on the card for your convenience. And down here then is a tracker for tracking their health. And we have included, I have them off to the side, but there's little black cubes that you will put, and then as that potential or that character takes damage, you'll just move the little marker along. When it hits the flip, you'll flip the corresponding counter on the board for that legend, and then when you get to the knockout, they're knocked out. So I'm not good at pronouncing all of these names, but this is Katarina. She's one of the characters from the novels. I'm pretty sure if you're going to find almost all of these characters in the novels, this one stands out to me the most. So Katarina is like, I'm not sure if you want to call a hero or how you want to label that, but she's one of the main characters. Gennari Hunter, and again, all of them will have their special abilities listed. And then there's also a little fluff text down here, and then again where you track their health. Radu. My enemies are weak. The eagles Irie will rule. I hope that's how you pronounce that. I'm not very literate. Okay, then you have your health tracker. Ladita, Germany for Germans. Kill the foreigners. Well, okay then. It's not very welcoming for a werewolf. And there's the witch. Power is all. Okay. And then another werewolf, Tentani. I fight for my clan, nothing more. 7 health. I think one of the vampires had it. Yeah, Radu. Got quite a few hit points there. Even has fly, and he's tough. Regenerate. Yeah, so these are vicious. Very hard to take down. Alright, so those are the legend cards that you have. Then we'll take a look at the faction cards. What we have here is split between the top and the bottom. This specifically set right here are the vampire cards, and then up here would be the coven that supports them. So depending on which portion you're playing during a scenario, if you're playing specifically a vampire, you'll use the vampire portion of the card, and again if you're playing some of the coven units, you'll play the coven portion. And it's very similar to the basic game. The scenario will dictate how many cards that you will have on hand and how many you draw each turn. And then when you go to play a card, it'll tell you what phase that you play that card in. So again, this is not a card-driven game, but the cards add those little surprise extras that you can spring on your opponent. It's that fog of war element, so they don't always know what's coming. But for example, here, Kevin, there's an EMP blast, bloodsucker, opportunity fire. Here's a mind control card, another op fire, another mind control, superior targeting, transmogrify, superior targeting, bloodsucker, electric armor, negates a missile attack. Ooh, so the Coven is very high tech, and it shows in some of their cards they have. And the bloodsucker. Bloodsucker, after winning close assault, each participating V or vampire gains 1 luck marker. Electric armor again, there's agility. After movement phase is complete and before close assault phase, all V or vampire combatants in a hex may move 1 hex, may depart jointly occupied hex. Seeker shells, shift the fire results column 2 to the right. That's powerful. That's really strong there. Or if you're a vampire, you got confusion. When targeted, adjacent non-champion enemy unit must take a morale check. Failure, mark fired. Alright. And another vampire one, fear. I don't want to bore you just by reading all the cards, but again, just give you an idea of what's in the deck. So here we move on to the werewolves, the Lycan, and then up here would be the clan that supports them. So they have like insight, ferocity, another insight, ferocity. Ooh, got 3 of those. Force the change, and then there's a panic. Fueled by stress and violence, the young clan members turn despite the lack of a moon. Ooh. Another force the change and panic. Cover, burst of speed. Nigh, which I guess is the werewolf's way of saying no. Deny, disregard the last enemy card played. Burst of speed. Got a sniper. Can regenerate, return Lycan to undisrupted full strength. Wow. Another regenerate. Yeah, they're pretty strong. Yeah. If you read the novels, they're frighteningly strong. Here's the witch. So these are like the spells that the witch has. You've got the bolts of lightning. More bolts of lightning. Ooh, lightning strikes any unit within 5 hexes in line of sight, so that's quite a bit of distance. Then we have Chain It. Lightning strikes any unit within 5 hexes and line of sight. 12 attack factor or like armor piercing factor, and then or 6 high explosive factor. The Arc of Light then jumps to the next closest unit, randomly resolved ties, attacking with 8. Then it gets a little bit weaker, so it's going to hit one unit and hit another. That's pretty crazy strong. And then there's a Fireball. Gotta have Fireball. Another Fireball. So attack any hex within 5 hexes in line of sight. 8 high explosive fire. Resolve like single hex artillery strike. Ouch. Ectoplasmic Shield. Alright. Blocks current attack. Shwoom. Glacio. Guess that's an ice thing. Yeah, the witch slows time to with the witch slows time discard to take 2 actions. Oh, sweet. Take 2 actions. And then here are the zombies. Oh my goodness. It's Jonesy. He's turned. Select rainbow leg. Oh, I said rainbow leg. Select random leg unit. Roll a die. If it's even, the unit is disrupted. Odd, it's reduced, but not disrupted. Ouch. There's another one here. Sharp just bit the Sarge. So select random leg unit, roll die, even unit is disrupted, odd it's reduced but not disrupted. Pretty much the same thing, just a little bit different name. Dang, they're faster than we think. Double all zombie movement factors for the turn. These are just kind of fun to read. Darn, they're faster. I can't take it anymore. All non-hero combatants in or adjacent to a hex containing zombies must take a morale check. Failing disrupts if already disrupted. No effect. Another one of those. Where did they come from? The 2 zombie hexes closest to humans each spawn 1 zombie. If only 1 hex contains zombies, spawn 2. Alright, great. And more of them. What is that? Place a puker zombie adjacent to the armored fighting vehicle closest to a zombie. Randomly resolve ties. Great. Alright. Nothing like a puker zombie to keep things exciting. And we'll take a look here at the standard NATO and then Soviet cards. Again, depends on what faction you're playing, and it will tell you what phase you can play the card in. So like Eager, for example, I can play in the rally, and then it says subtract 1 from a rally attempt die roll, play after die is roll. Oh, that's nice. Trust me, sometimes you miss by 1. It's nice to bring it down. Alright, so there we go. We have an artillery barrage, and then Eager, airstrike and a rally, airstrike and an airstrike. There's no combat data on the airstrike because the airstrike data you need is on the counter that you would use. Here's a pre-planned attack. Automatically gain the initiative for the current turn. Play after initiative is rolled for. So take it. There's a counter fire. Move out. And again, we won't read all the details of the cards. That's a lot. You know, you can read them when you get them, but again, just kind of give you a feel for what's in here. There's a man pad and a counter battery. You'll notice that some of the cards will double up a little bit. You'll see that I think sometimes the Soviet has like more kind of artillery type stuff. And then we've got, I'm trying to remember, I didn't write down the exact mix, but it almost feels like Soviets are a little bit stronger on artillery, than the NATO is a little bit stronger like air defense. Man-pad, they each get move out, counter fire, move out, counter fire, counter battery, KGB, confusion. Oh, here come the Spetsnaz, disrupt one NATO unit. Flip. Yeah, see again, this is those kinds of things where there's some games where you might actually have a table that you roll on. So here we just have them as cards that you can play. Also, there's a rule where you can play cards, or like a Winds of War type of thing, where you can discard a card to modify a die roll. We'll go into specifics how that would work later. So if you ever get stuck with a card that you don't like, or it doesn't apply to a situation, because that's one thing that people ask is like, well, yeah, if I've got superior training but I don't have anything to use it on, well, you can still use it to modify a die roll. So they will have use. If you can't use it for the text, you can use it for dice roll modifiers. Here's an artillery barrage, opportunity fires, another artillery barrage, man-pad, attack helicopters or counter airstrikes. Or, well, you attack the helicopter or counter airstrike on a 6 FP column. So shoot them down. Lucky Day, reroll up to 4 defensive dice. Oh, that's really good. ECM, place the electronic countermeasure marker on a hex or an initiative box with the NATO focus marker. Okay, that's fine. ECM for NATO. For the motherland, raise morale of all Warsaw Pact units by 1 for the current turn. That's pretty good. Morale is how you can check if your units are damaged in combat, and rally units that might be disrupted. So adding 1 is good because the Soviet player has slightly lower morale. Now, morale, that's something we could talk about later, so it doesn't necessarily specifically mean their morale. It kind of encompasses technology and overall strength of the Soviet equipment coming out, plus a little bit of the morale of the troops. So, opportunity fire, second chance, another one. Ooh, lots of op fire. Here's another barrage. Oh, there's an artillery for NATO. And then for the motherland, again the morale, another artillery barrage. For the Soviets, double time. Eager, subtract 1 from a rally attempt die roll. Play after the die is rolled. And that's nice. A lot of times you gotta play a card before you roll the die, kind of like the ones that you can hold into your hand, and if you miss the die roll, then play. I know, it's a little bit of a, takes some of the guesswork out of the luck, but I don't mind. It's annoying to miss by 1, and it's like, okay, great, I'll just get a little card that will help out there. Eager, Niet, negate the last card played, another opportunity fire, another artillery barrage, surprise. Lucky Day, ECM. Oh, there's the artillery, surprise, another artillery barrage. NATO gets an artillery barrage. Lucky Day, Eager, electronic countermeasure. And there you go, those are the cards that come in the long road. So again, not a card-driven game, but a card-enhanced gameplay. However, I have seen, I've just to learn, I've played the game myself without the cards as well, but I have found that it gives a much more enjoyable experience when you add in the cards. That way you can throw those little surprises here and there at your opponent. So I highly recommend that you use them. And there you go, there's the cards that come in the game. So thank you for watching the video, and we hope you enjoy the long road. Thanks a lot.